Hey everybody, it's Strategywizard again and
Crazycraft.
And today I'm going to be doing a kind of almost a follow-up in a sense.
The Descent into Wokeness?
Yeah, I did the Descent into Wokeness video, and honestly all the comments that I got kind of motivated me to do this one too. So, and from both sides, from people who were on my side and people who were against me, it got us motivated to do another one of these. So, I am a big fan, gameplay-wise, of Arkham Horror, the card game. So much so that I have bought a ton of the content. And it's great. It's a great game. I really enjoy it. And it's going to stay in my collection for a long time. But, in fact, probably forever. But yeah, one problem. I ended up getting an investigator pack that was, it's just an investigator with a deck of cards for that investigator and maybe some extra cards. And that character was Stella Clark. Stella Clark, I thought, hey, this will be interesting. I was excited. And then I read the biography, essentially, of the character. And I was confused at first. I was legitimately not sure what... I didn't get it. So I looked up online to see what people said about it, and I found out, wow, it was as bad as it could have been. It was worse than I thought. Or it was the worst case scenario, I should say. So... here's the thing. I then went to go see Z Garcia's review because I noticed that he reviewed this, and he just kind of, you know, mentioned you can read this character's biography on the back, but didn't go into detail. And personally, I think that was doing a disservice as a reviewer, but I understand why he probably didn't. He didn't want to get people upset either way because he didn't want to have to give his commentary on it. But this is what it says. This is where it gets crazy to me. This is, to me, it's so radical it's hard to understand. But this is what the bio says. Before Stella began working for the Postal Service in Arkham, she knew two things with certainty. First, her parents made a mistake when they called her their son and gave her a boy's name. So I thought to myself, how do you make a mistake in calling your child a boy and giving him a boy's name? How does that happen? How do you not know?
Yes. I mean, it's so obvious to know. Yeah,
there's obvious physical differences. So I'm thinking, what is it talking about? Well, ultimately, I discover that this is a transgender character. Now, again, this goes back to what I said before.
Yeah.
Fantasy Flight can do whatever they want. It's their company. They can publish any characters they want.
But whenever they try to just push it into just people's faces, just a slap in the face...
that's the problem.
That's the problem.
Whenever there's no reason for it to be in here other than what people call woke virtue signaling. And that's what it is. They're just trying to say, oh, look at us. We're throwing a bone to all you LGBTQ people out there. Which, if they want to do that, they can. But why go so far in this case as to say something that literally makes no sense? How do you, a parent does not make a mistake. Whenever they see that they have a child and it's clearly a boy, it's not a mistake to call them a boy and give them a boy's name. It's you later on as you grow up and you think, well, I may be a boy, but I don't want to be a boy. I'd like to try to live as if I was a girl. That's your personal psychological problem. It's not the parent's problem that they could tell you were a boy and called you one. So the fact that they use this language, Fantasy Flight, they're using language that's so insulting to the intelligence of any common understanding person of what reality is.
Especially because you can just tell it's so artificially put in there.
It is. They just throw that one little line, because the rest of the bio is about other things that matter.
You could literally delete that, and it
would have been plain better.
Yeah, it would have. It literally would not even...
because after that it says the second thing that she knew was that the house on the cliff in Kingsport whispered her true name, the name she chose for herself late at night, Stella. Delivering the mail 6 days a week in all kinds of weather wasn't an easy job, but Stella loved knowing that she was helping people connect with one another. Then she started finding the letters. At the end of her route, there was always one extra envelope in her bag. It was always addressed to her. It was always postmarked from Kingsport, and it always contained a letter with one typed word, Stella. Now, that's a kind of cool and creepy story, but they ruined it by putting in basically just propaganda. Literally, this is beyond propaganda. This is just a lie. Whenever you're saying that parents made a mistake when they named their kid and said clearly this is a boy, you're lying at that point. You're just lying. So
Yeah, because it's obvious it's a boy.
Yeah, it's not like there's some debate. Anyone with basic understanding of biology, when I say basic, I am talking fundamental basics, can figure this out. So
like almost animal basics.
Yeah, so it's insulting for them to throw in that little line amidst what's a good, interesting backstory. Now, on the other side of the coin, I could say, oh, look what it says. The house on the cliff in Kingsport whispered her true name, the name she chose for herself, Stella. Maybe I could use this in my favor and say, you know what? Really, she's confused. This horrific something spirit confused her and got her to think she's a woman and started calling herself Stella. And maybe that's part of the horror, is the fact that she got tricked into thinking that she's a woman. Really, it's a he. He got tricked into thinking that he's a woman.
The problem is that little bitty part right there is so obvious, saying that they made a mistake by calling her, quote unquote, her a boy. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, it's the level of insult is mind-boggling. So, because I got news for you. Whenever Crazycraft was born, and me and his mom named him Nathan, that's not a mistake. Even if, for some reason, later on down the line, he got confused and thought he was a girl, I and my wife, we did not make a mistake. Don't imply that parents make mistakes whenever they make obvious, logical conclusions of what reality is.
Unless they have obvious things that it's a boy, yet they still call it a girl.
Yeah, then there's a problem.
Yeah, then there's a mistake.
But that's clearly not what they're getting at here. So, point is, this is another case where the game is amazing, but this particular character, and that's not to say there aren't maybe other characters with, I haven't read all the biographies of all the characters. There may be other ones, but I know this one. So, for anyone out there who feels like me, because whenever I bought this character, once I found that out, I regretted it immediately, because it's hard for me psychologically to
support.
Well, not only support it, but to break the story with what I know they're trying to get at with this character, and me playing with that character. It's like...
You have to play with that character?
No, you don't have to. And that's why I just pushed it aside and said forget it. But the point is, it makes that character worthless to me, because then I'm basically playing somebody that is totally beyond the realm of reality, and I just do not enjoy doing so. Now, don't get me wrong, you know, if other people want to do it, that's fine. That's totally fine. I'm doing this for people who feel like me and don't want to keep supporting this kind of propaganda and transgender just lies. I mean, lies in this case. I mean, there's just no doubt that's a lie. People have their opinions about things, but which you could say this isn't necessarily a lie per se. It could be this character, Stella Clark's personal belief that his parents made a mistake by calling him a boy, but still, that thought is a lie. And I just, don't lie to me, and don't make it seem like parents are the problem and we can't figure it out, because we know better apparently than Fantasy Flight and a lot of the other rather unique people out here these days. So that's that. Let me know in the comments. I'm sure I've had a lot of colorful responses to my last video. I'm sure I'll get some colorful responses this time. But, you know, let me know what you think in the comments. And, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care, everybody.